Actually, I did yesterday, didn't I? I'm kind of a double winner here. First of all, I get the Maurice English Prize in 2001, and then Helen discontinues the prize, and I get invited to Storm King. So I won twice. It's great. You may already be a winner, and I am. And I thought today, I don't really have to do a good job because, you can't be disappointed here. You can't go away with nothing. So I feel the pressure to triumph less intensely. I thought I would begin. I'm so inspired by Storm King. I got a wonderful tour, and I thought I'd start with a poem that features fanatical sculptors, the Easter Islanders. It's wonderful the way you can make your poetry apply to any circumstance. This is called Easter Island, and it has an epigraph by the columnist from the San Francisco Chronicle, John Carroll, and he says, "The people of the island built those amazing stone statues, and in the process cut down every last tree. No trees, no wood for houses and fires, no protection from erosion, no useful species, and so on. It worked without a hitch. The last big head rolled down the last logs to its niche. As planned, a long chorus of monoliths had replaced the forest, staring seaward, nicely spaced, each with a generous collar of greensward, and prepared to stand so long that it would be a good trade, life for the thing made." They were pretty serious, weren't they? I thought that might actually not seem so insane here. I've been asked, do you really mean that, life for the thing made? Some days I certainly do mean it. Some days not so much. I think this is a hopeful poem. It's called Odd Blocks, and of course we're surrounded by odd blocks of a variety of forms here. I love stone. I love sculpture. I love these massive forms, and this poem has large blocks in it. Odd blocks. Every Swiss village calendar instructs as to how stone gathers the landscape around it. Sounds right. It sounds just right for a sculpture garden, doesn't it? Every Swiss village calendar instructs as to how stone gathers the landscape around it, how glaciers scattered 1,000-ton monuments to randomness become fixed points in finding home. Order is always starting over. And why not also in the self? The odd blocks, so lost and left, become first facts, toward which later a little town looks back. I think I'll read it again. I'm not at all hesitant to read poems twice. Something I do. You're nodding like you don't mind. I feel as though it is the requirement of poems to be written in such a way that they can endure repeated readings, and if they can't, you just take the hook and pull me off. Go look at the sculpture. So, odd blocks. Every Swiss village calendar instructs as to how stone gathers the landscape around it, how glacier scattered 1,000-ton monuments to randomness become fixed points in finding home. Order is always starting over. And why not also in the South? The odd blocks, all lost and left, become first facts, toward which later a little town looks back. Isn't it kind of relaxing to think maybe the first time you can just listen and put the pieces together the second time? I don't get information very well through my ears, so I have no problem with repetition. I was absolutely inspired to come back after my tour and looking at the Richard Serra fins coming out of the ground, and add a poem called Shark's Teeth to my playlist today. So, I thought I'd start with some sort of sculpturally related things, and then go on from there. Although you might be beginning to think that I write about nothing but sculpture. So, Shark's Teeth. And I'm going to read it twice. Everything contains some silence. Noise gets its zest from the small shark's tooth-shaped fragments of rest angled in it. An hour of city holds maybe a minute of these remnants of a time when silence reigned, compact and dangerous as a shark. Sometimes a bit of a tail or fin can still be sensed in parks. And when I looked at the Richard Serra today, I thought of these fins coming out of the ground, and once this poem was illustrated there's some organization was doing a series of animated cartoons to illustrate poems, and I sort of suggested to them that I could see, like in a meadow in a park, I could see the fin of a shark kind of making a line, sort of bulging the top of the meadow, and actually I sort of felt that from the Richard Serra today. So, Shark's Teeth. Everything contains some silence. Noise gets its zest from the small shark's tooth-shaped fragments of rest angled in it. An hour of city holds maybe a minute of these remnants of a time when silence reigned, compact and dangerous as a shark. Sometimes a bit of a tail or fin can still be sensed in parks. Now I think I'd like to branch out into other areas of art, just to show I can. I'm really crazy about 17th century Dutch still lifes. I know you all are too. Richard Serra in the 17th century. This poem's called Finish. The grape and plum might be said to tarnish when ripe, developing some sort of light dust on their finish, which the least touch disrupts. It is this that the great Dutch still lifes catch, the brush as much in love with talc as polish. Also with the strange seeing in you notice when a bruise mars a fruit's surface. I think I'll just read that one once.